Performance consulting is a strategic process that produces business results by maximizing the performance of both people and the organization that surrounds them. The use of the word strategic is key because strategic is where the business imperative, the business future is, and we're connecting to it by enhancing the performance of the people who work in that organization as well as the environment that's surrounding them.
Yeah, I think the big idea is that performance consulting really is an art and it's a science. And the science basically are the logic, it's the mental model, it's the process that people within the HR field and so forth use as they work with management. But the art basically then are the skills that they develop, the questioning skills, the consulting skills and so forth, to really work effectively with management. Well, when I look back at our first book, I think we described the process quite well, and I think we described the skills that a consultant needs to be effective. But certainly over a period of time, for example, in the book, their third edition, we've added measurement to it. So we've taken the process, we've expanded it, and we've added this whole critical element that's so important nowadays. How do you measure the results? And I think we also do a better job of describing the skills that the consultants use, how they gain access, how they develop credibility, how they develop trust with management so they can work more effectively.
Again, performance consulting is producing change in how people perform and how the organization supports them so the business can succeed. We, in this book, talk about how we can ensure that the changes we make are sustained over time. There are two key elements in our book. The performance consulting process, which is the macro how, and the mental model, which is the macro what. Starting with the process, it's a 9-step process, like any process, with an input and an output, and the steps in between to achieve that output. Each of those steps is described in depth in the book with a lot of techniques and tools for making it happen. The mental model is the logic the performance consultant brings into that process. They are on the hunt for determining what should be, what is, and the root causes for any gaps, and only then determining solutions that really will affect sustained change.
Well, it is really important, and this is one of the things we included in this book that I think is a significant add. In order to sustain results, you really need to measure to know how those results are working. You may need to enhance them, and it also helps you sustain the process of performance consulting. You know, for me, the most interesting challenge in this book is that we're asking people to accept accountability with their clients for measurable business results. It goes beyond just doing activities, but being able to show those results, and I think accepting accountability with that is a huge challenge for most people in our field.
To be credible, we in the talent field have to have deep knowledge of the business of the business. Without that knowledge, we are not credible. In essence, as a performance consultant, I am first a business person who happens to specialize in the human side of business.
You know, we wrote this book with the idea that people would be able to apply all the principles on their actual jobs. And so there are 35 tools available on the Barrett Kohler website for you to purchase and download. And this will make it much easier for people to apply all the principles that we wrote about in this book.